Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another Around the Town of Branford with Henry and Frank. I'm Frank Toohill, and this is a very special holiday program. We have selected for you what we think are Branford's best Christmas and holiday light displays. And right now, we are in a wonderful, unbelievable Christmas display at a private home in Branford. And the person responsible for this, she's done a wonderful job. She's going to tell us all about it. Her name is Heather. Hello, Heather.
Hello. Good to see everybody. Nice to be here. Thanks for coming. My name's Heather Adams, and I started this display probably about 10 years ago. It started smaller, and every year it's grown. So what started out as about 8 to 10 inflatables is now well over 100.
Oh, my gosh.
And I just need the encouragement from the folks who just stopped by that says that it's better than the fantasy of lights. I'll take that every day and work my way around.
It's incredible. And currently now what you're seeing are all the string lights on the house and on the garage, right?
Yep. So I have icicle and string lights on the garage, on the house. Marking my secondary driveway so that when I have friends that stop over, they can find their way. Or when Santa wants to stop by, it's a landing strip for Santa so he can find his way.
That's wonderful. That's very considerate of you. So now these are all inflatables. How do you blow them up?
With a lot of wind. No, just kidding. So over time, I've actually wired the yard so that I have power supply, electric supply in different strategic parts of the yard. And so what it allows me to do is run the power from different segments of my yard to power the different inflatables as they go. So it's really done in quadrants. It's actually a pretty strategic approach.
You know what you're doing.
I've over time I've worked through it and I have figured out what I'm doing.
That's wonderful. Yeah, it's really just amazing. And so there are people that stop here all the time.
I can sit in my living room and watch what we call the slow rollers.
Oh.
And you can tell when they're coming, and they stop at the end of the driveway, and then their hazard lights come on, and then they roll all the way by, and then you usually go down a bit, turn around on Quarry Road, and come back the other direction.
Oh, they go by twice. I mean, you can't blame them.
No, there's a lot to see.
There's
really
a
lot to see. Some of them are. I have some personal favorites, and in a second I can take you through and show you through some of them.
Yeah, let's take a tour.
But watch your step.
Yeah.
If anyone's thinking about running through the yard, you're going to trip and fall.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
But I'll take you through.
All right.
So we have some different sections. I have the competing Star Wars. So we have the dark side over here, and then we have the light side.
Okay.
So as it comes, so you've got Darth Vader, and then the stormtroopers, and then over here you have the Millennium Falcon and Yoda, and I'm working on fixing a couple of the other ones to add to it.
Okay.
And then watch out, that's Gigi. She's coming to say hello. Guard dog.
This is a character from Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, we have the Grinch, how the Grinch stole Christmas, and his dog Max, and the sleigh of all the toys and presents that he stole from the Who's in Whoville, and then he returned them later. As we come through, we've also got, for the kids, we have Chase from Paw Patrol and Buzz Lightyear. Okay. We have our gingerbread. Everybody needs a frosty gingerbread, cup of hot cocoa.
Oh, isn't that something? Look at that.
With marshmallows. You got to get the marshmallows. The Merry Christmas arch has always been a staple, and it sets up really nicely in the front of the house.
That's beautiful.
One of my nutcrackers is diligently watching the ground, making sure nothing sneaks by. But we have the nutcrackers. We have the 20-foot Christmas tree here.
Beautiful.
And then behind him is the 20-foot reindeer with all the lights that are on the tree.
How do you get them up there, Heather?
I actually have a friend from Next Gen Electric who helped me with using his bucket truck, helped to string them up for me.
Wow, that's great.
Yep. Now you'll notice, you may not be able to see it, but one thing that I've done that's kind of special and unique is that during the day when they're all deflated, there's only one that's standing up.
They're all deflated during the day?
They all deflate during the day because I can't afford the electric bill. But you'll notice, you may be able to see the Grim Reaper that's standing up.
Yes.
And one day somebody drove by when they were all deflated and said, "It looks like everything's dead in your yard." So I added a Grim Reaper, so during the day, they are all deflated and the Grim Reaper is up.
So at the time they're all deflated during the day, I mean, how much time does it take you to inflate them all?
Well, they're all on timers, so everything's
Oh.
strategically set on timers. So everything kicks on as dusk hits, which is right around 4:30, and then it'll stay on for 6 hours automatically and then shuts itself down. So I've gotten it down so that I don't have to run around and chase it and turn things on and off.
That's amazing.
And with the addition of technology, now there's even some smart timers so I can control them from my phone
Oh my gosh.
and be able to get them to turn on and off.
So I'm curious. I mean, was this whole thing, was this whole display taught to you by somebody else, or
No,
did you
I
pick
just
this up on yourself?
picked it up on my own,
That's
started it
amazing.
together. I come from a long line of family members who are passionate about the holidays and decorating. And so this started it as a fun thing to do, and now it has grown into something that I know other people enjoy, and it makes me happy to know that other people really enjoy it.
That's terrific. Gosh, look at
We've got a helicopter landing pad over here.
Oh yeah, yeah.
We've got Santa's riding the rodeo.
Yep.
I think there's some favorites over here where we have a campground set up in a river.
Really?
So there's Santa's in the outhouse. That's
really?
that's a lot of people's favorite is Santa in the outhouse. And then we actually I have a lighthouse and a sailboat. We also have Santa with a leprechaun in a boat, and the shark got one of the elves out of the boat.
Oh my gosh.
So you can see him over there with the shark.
Oh, yep. Wow.
But it's in the water area, and then we've got the campground set up ahead. So we've got a couple of the RVs, we got tents, we got penguins around a campfire.
You got everything.
We got everything. This is Santa's farm and zoo, so we've got a bunch of goats and some fox and a pig and a bunch of different animals over here. Giant chipmunk. We have Olaf. Everybody loves Olaf.
Yes. Just amazing, Heather.
Yep.
Unbelievable. Jeez, it's a real labor of love.
It is a labor of love. It has. It's several hours, several days, really, of work to get everything set up and squared away. The weather this year, when it was cold, when it was raining, a little bit delayed me a little bit. But once it starts going, it goes relatively quickly. The takedown, I wish the setup went as quickly as the takedown does, but you know, if anybody ever wants to come help, I'm always willing to have people come help.
Yeah, absolutely. So all these inflatables, do you purchase them all from one place, or do you get them from different places?
I get them from different places, actually. So I have a couple of sources that have been excellent over the years and really reliable. I've discovered that there's some brands that I like better than others, and they last longer. I do also do all the repairs. So when they stop working, I don't just throw them out. I actually figure out what's wrong with them, and I'll either replace the motor, replace the power cord, replace the bulbs. So I'm kind of like a mad scientist when it comes to that.
Jeez, there's a lot to it.
There is a lot to it. The storing of them, having the space to store them.
Yeah.
So I've added some additional storage space this past year. So it's got its own dedicated section.
Yeah. They're also colorful.
And there's no duplicates.
Really?
So
that's amazing.
Every single inflatable is different. I don't have two of the same.
Unbelievable.
And
look, there's a car going by real slow. I mean, you can understand why. Right? Because there's no place like it in Branford.
Well, that's what I'm guessing.
Or Guilford.
Or Guilford. I don't know if there's really any place quite like it in Connecticut. I know there's a lot of different displays, but I don't know if anybody's has quite the number of inflatables.
Inflatables, no,
Yeah.
I don't believe so. This is definitely right. Unique, one of a kind.
Yeah, we've got Snoopy in his canoe over here, paddling away. And then you can see the Santa and the leprechaun with the shark. That little bit of a Jaws. I'm a big boater, so off in the distance there, you can see the sharks jumping up at the boat. There's actually a boat over there.
That's your lake.
Yeah, that's what the lake is. So
Yeah.
it's not an actual lake, but
No,
but it's
no,
simulated.
but it's nice though. You got the nice blue light there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then we have the dinosaur park is off in the distance beyond the train. So there's several dinosaurs over there.
Really?
So the kids love those. So when I have my nephew and my grandson that get to come by, they enjoy the dinosaurs quite a bit.
Jeez.
Yep. and
There's
so
a car out there that
yep.
actually just come to a
Yep,
stop.
Come to a stop,
This is-
saying hi. Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Thank you. You too. And that's all I need. That little bit of they love my house and they knowing that people appreciate it. I think these times, I think we need to know that other people do things just because they want to do them out of the goodness of their heart and for
Yeah.
kindness.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
that's the only reason I do it,
Yeah.
is I know other people love it.
Yeah. Well, it sure is outstanding, and
Well,
it's unique.
I will also point out that we have the fire department section. So, as a volunteer firefighter in town,
Oh, you are really?
I am.
Oh, wonderful.
I want to make sure that we definitely give tribute to the fire department,
Absolutely.
both Company 5 and Branford. Company 2, Company 4, Company 9, and then also the career staff up at headquarters.
Yeah.
You know, they're working hard throughout the season, and we want to make sure that we appreciate them and acknowledge them. But
Yeah, absolutely.
I got a little tribute with a couple of engines and a fireman, snowman fireman up front.
Was also I
Yeah.
since we're here.
Yeah.
So over the years, I've often driven by the houses. So the house is made of pink granite.
So it is. It's actually Stony Creek granite. I did an addition back in 2018. So the original house was there, all granite from the Stony Creek quarry.
Beautiful.
And thank you. And when I bought it and did some renovations, I need a little bit more space, so I added on and kept all the granite intact.
Yeah, it's a fantastic looking place. I mean, that's great to have a house from, all from the pink Stony Creek granite. It's just beautiful.
It is. It's. I actually one of the exterior walls now became an interior wall,
Oh, so you
and
can
so
see
I
it inside.
have it inside.
Yeah,
It's actually become a feature wall inside the house.
That's beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
thank-
gorgeous.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I had a great builder that helped me do some good work, and it took a while to figure out how we're going to do it, but we finally got it together, just like anything else up. A little bit of trial and error to make sure it looks good.
Absolutely. That's the way to do it. Yeah, that's great. Great, Heather. Well, it's just beautiful, and thank you so much for bringing us out here on this
You're
tour.
welcome.
It's
I think, I always ask people what some of their favorites are, and so people always, I know I have my personal favorites, and I will work hard to make sure that they work year after year, and everybody else has their other favorites. But we got a little milk and cookies for Santa. Everybody likes a little Mickey and Minnie.
Over there, yeah.
Over there.
That's
I have
cute.
I think one of my favorites is the student driver. It's right near the road with the two reindeers, and one of them's crashed.
Oh, yeah?
And then you got the tow truck right behind it. So that's those are some of my favorites.
I can see why. They're beautiful. Unbelievable.
Yeah. So just watch there.
So now, right? So, Christmas is the 25th. So, I mean, how long do you leave them up?
I will leave them up after the first of the year.
Okay.
So depending on the weather, my intention is to always leave them up after January 1st, and then depending on what the weather is, depends on when I take them down.
I see.
So if
Yeah.
I get here's another what I call a slow roller.
Yep.
If I get a good couple of days of nice weather, like last year, unfortunately I took them down before the 1st because we had a 60-degree day.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And I was like, quick, get it down because
Yeah.
I don't know when I'm going to get this again.
That's right.
So,
You have to take advantage of things.
yeah, you
Yep.
do. You absolutely do. But I'm glad to know that you appreciate it, you enjoy it, and
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
happy to share it with folks.
Yeah.
If I don't want to tell everybody if they want to stop by, but I encourage everybody to do a drive-by, and if you know me, you're more than welcome to stop by. And if you want to get to know me, you can stop by, say hello, and ask if I can give you a walk through the yard.
That's great. That's great.
I just ask that people don't walk through without me knowing, because I don't want anybody to get hurt.
That's true. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You have to watch the cables on the ground.
It's the cables, because you think they're just standing up, but really there's a lot of things that you can't see between the extension cords and the strings that hold it up, and the dog landmines and the dogs.
It's just incredible. It's just wonderful to see all this. It's, just being here, you feel great. Just walking around.
It does. It brings you a little bit of happiness. There's something about, I was reading an article about how Christmas lights make people euphoric, and it brings up the energy, and that's why people enjoy Christmas lights, holiday lights so much.
I can see that. Yeah, I can feel that. Yeah, you're right, Heather. Yeah. Well, anyway, thank you so much for the tour, and
oh, you're very welcome.
it's just great to be here, and it's such a tremendous display.
Oh, thanks. Well, this year I had to start putting some in the back because I ran out of room in the front.
Oh, I can see some in the back there.
So
yeah.
there's about 5 or 6 of them set up in the back there.
You can put stuff on the roof too. There's some room up there.
There is some good room up there. There is some good room. I haven't quite figured out how to not drill holes in my roof yet. So at some point, it is churning in there. I'm trying to figure out how can I get things three-dimensionally. I do have one on a roof over there on top of the shed. There is a plane landing on top of the shed over there, but and then I have pet goats in the back, so their house is lit up as well.
Unbelievable. Well, thank you so much, Heather.
Oh, you're very welcome.
It's a wonderful tour.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thanks for
Christmas.
stopping. Happy Christmas. Happy holidays.
Happy New Year to you.
Stay safe.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much.
May the force be with you.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or to infinity and beyond.
Yeah.
To the holiday season and beyond. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Okay, our tour of Branford's best Christmas lights, best holiday lights of 2023 continues. We're now here with Mr. Tom Brockett, who's a retired lawyer, used to be on the Branford RTM, and he's now on the board of the community dining room. So it's just spectacular again this year, Tom.
Thanks, Frank. I really appreciate it. And this year we partnered with the community dining room for donations. So people that are coming by looking at the lights, we appreciate it if they put something in the cooler underneath the American flag in the side yard to feed the homeless and the hungry in Branford to ensure that everybody will have a wonderful Christmas.
Now, that's a great program. As you know, you're on the board. But I found out today that, it's not just Branford that serves, right?
Yeah, that's correct, Frank. We serve 4 towns now. It's Branford, North Branford, Guilford, and East Haven has just recently come aboard.
Wow.
So we're looking forward to getting bigger next year and providing more to the community.
That's wonderful. It's a great place, and it's a terrific asset to the town.
Yes, I agree with you. And if we could take a little walk around the yard here, I'll show you some of these Christmas lights, and hopefully your viewers will be able to see a good look at them and come out and take a look at them.
Absolutely. Alrighty, so the other thing I wanted to ask you, as we're on the tour here with Tom Brockett, so there was a piece in the paper today which I read, and so now you've been doing this for 30 years?
Yes, Frank. We've been doing this for right around 30 years now, maybe just 1 or 2 more. We change the design up every single year, and we enjoy it. Everybody likes it. The kids love it, and it's really kind of nice for the holidays.
It really is.
Yeah, so if we walk by here, you can see on your right you have some blow-up animals that are on the front porch. Then the front porch is lit, and then the lights on the roof are lit. You've got the sleigh and the reindeer with a star as a centerpiece on the roof.
Beautiful, yeah.
If we walk down here, we've got a little bench with Santa and our snowman on it. And we continue to walk down the front yard here. We have a horse and carriage with some gifts. We have a tree over here in the corner decorated with reindeer and a little rocking horse and Mickey Mouse and some reindeer and a snowman. We have a theme here to the right where we have the snowmen around the Christmas tree. Down in the corner we have a Noel sign with some candles.
Beautiful.
Standing right in front of us we have a couple of moose. We have a white tree here full with red and green candy canes. We have a little blue angel with some small reindeer down in the corner. Over here in the front center of the yard we have another Christmas tree with some bears around it and some Christmas gifts.
Yep.
And
Beautiful.
as we walk down here towards the mailbox, we're walking underneath a tree that's lit in blue and white.
Yeah.
To your left over here we have a little North Pole sign with some polar bears and a Christmas tree.
Yep.
And down here by the mailbox we have a couple of reindeer with a light tower and some candy canes.
Yep.
And if we take a look just on the other side of the driveway, we'll wait for the videographer to catch up with us
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. Now, right, as Henry approaches, how much time do you spend on this every day?
Every day on a daily basis, just maintain it, to check the lights and to make sure everything's working. It takes about an hour.
Well, that's a long time every day.
Yeah, and to set up, we normally start right around the last week of October or the first week of November. It takes us about 3 weeks, somewhere between 80 and 100 hours to set the whole thing up, to test it, and to make sure.
That's
And-
a
and
lot of time.
We take it down every single year, test it, put it away in a safe place, and then bring it out New Year. If something breaks, then we'll replace it. We can't fit too much more in here, so now we're kind of in the replacement mode as opposed to adding on. But once in a while, we'll add a new element to our display.
Yeah.
If I can show you over here.
Yes. Yeah. Now, also, Tom, as I've been here before. Now, I think you used to have music, didn't you, playing?
Sometimes we do have some music playing. We don't have the music set up this year.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you come around here to the other side of the driveway,
Oh yeah. There's the cooler, the famous cooler.
yeah, you'll see our cooler for the with a little red sign over it for donations for the community dining room. And this display here, we have a couple reindeer, a Christmas tree. We have a wooden shoulder with the American flag and some red, white, and blue small Christmas trees. And we have a sign here, the Brockett's wishing everybody a Merry Christmas.
Oh, that's great. Yeah.
And you'll notice if you look at some of these decorations closely, sir, that some of these are handmade.
Really?
So, for example, this sign here that says Merry Christmas, we made that out of PVC and garland and some letters.
Uh-huh.
Some of these small little Christmas trees that you see that are red, white, and blue, those are upside down tomato cages with lights put on them, and then we store them away.
Well, that's really
Yeah, the
that's
North
what-
Pole sign in the back with the igloo and the seal and the penguins, that's homemade. So there's several of these that are homemade that I'll work on during the winter in my basement.
That's great. No, that's great, Tom. Now, also, when people drive by here, they must stop or go very slow, right?
Yeah, there's quite a bit of traffic all the time, especially during holiday season. We generally try to turn the lights on sometime a day or two after Thanksgiving, depending on the weather, and then we keep them on all through Christmas, and then after Christmas we slowly take them down, but whatever's left we leave on until we're done, and usually by New Year's or shortly thereafter we have everything kind of packed away for next year. So it's a good 5 weeks that they're up and they're on.
Now, I just wanted to ask you about the expense of this. I mean, does it cost a lot to run this?
Well, I have solar. We invested in
really?
solar a
Oh,
few years ago.
Do you?
So I have solar now, so the cost has been tremendously reduced. But even when I did have electricity, it was a little bit more expensive, but certainly over the 5 or 6 week period, it was worth it for all the kids to just come and see the lights.
That's true. Yeah.
And the other thing is over the course of the last 10 or 12 years, most everything has been switched to LED lights.
Yes.
So they save a lot of money and they use a lot lot less electricity, and they last a lot longer. So
Yeah.
probably 80% of what you see out here is now LED.
Well, it's been great to be here and to see this fantastic display again this year. It's great to look forward to this every year to see this. I mean, it's amazing, and you do have the lights everywhere.
Yeah, well, I want to thank you, and I want to thank BCTV for showing this to your viewers. Hopefully they'll get a look at it, and they'll come by and they'll see, and they'll make a donation to the community dining room on behalf of it.
Yeah.
So, again, thanks for BCTV for doing such a great job for the community.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Tom.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we've been Tom Brockett's home here in Branford, and like again this year, it's one of Branford's best Christmas light displays. So stay with us. There's one more to come as we continue our program. It's Around the Town of Branford with Henry and Frank. Stay with us. Okay, we're here for our final stop as Around the Town of Branford with Henry and Frank continues its tour of the best Christmas and holiday lights in 2023. So our third and final location is the home of Henry and Lee Pond. And all the lights you're seeing were put up by hand by Henry Pond. And as you see, he's got orange, green, red, blue lights there in those bushes. He's got a beautiful gold wreath there on the door. And then lots of candy canes all in this tree. And, I've been up here many years, and every year this gets better and better up here, thanks to Henry. He's always improving it. Now as we move around to the front of the house, you can see these white icicles dripping ice. That is really fantastic. And then there's you can see all the different colors and the blinking lights up in the trees, and it's really fantastic. And as we look up a little bit, that's a nice shrub, very tall. It's about 20 feet tall, and it's got all those blinking lights on it. And then on the ground, beautiful golden lights on those trees, those little tiny trees there. And they're in the shape of a little deer on the ground there. A couple little trees. As we move around a little bit, it's really quite a sight. And some more blinking lights, and those blinking lights are in the shape of an igloo, and you can see some more of the lights there by the entrance door. And it's really very well done, as it is every year up here at the Pond residence. Here's some more lights strung over this really gorgeous arbor as you walk in. Beautiful colors. And then as we move around the front, all the green, red, and blue blinking lights there on that porch railing is just spectacular. And also up on the window. And then here's the most magnificent one of all, a gigantic tree. It's probably 35 feet tall. It's really beautiful. And then as we move around by the driveway, there's you see that whole side of the house has beautiful lights, blue lights down there by the ground, and it's just fantastic. A really beautiful display up here. In fact, the ponds have won various awards up here in the past for, because of the beautiful Christmas lighting. I'm not sure if they're gonna. I'm not sure if there's a contest this year, but if there is, probably Henry is gonna win it again. So it's been great to be with you on this program. I hope you enjoyed our tour of Branford's Best Christmas Lights 2023. This is our last program of the year, but we'll be back in 2024 for more Around the Town of Branford programs. So be sure to watch this channel for more Branford programs. And also, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank Victor Hogg, who works very hard behind the scenes. Also, Doug Sisson, and of course, our great station manager at BCTV, Walter Mann. So, thanks to those three great people that, because they help us, and thanks again. So I'm Frank Toohill, and for Henry Pond, until 2024, until next time, goodbye. Happy Christmas and have a very Merry New Year. Good night.